everybody, it's Dr. Angie from Tappert Chiropractic. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about ergonomics during the holidays. We're about to go into Thanksgiving and we see lots of injuries over the holidays. You know, one of the big ones is just roughhousing and horseplay, which is totally fine, and we're going to be here next week, so if you need anything, give us a call. But the other one is ergonomics, so basically your posture when you're doing things around the house. So one of the big things is make sure that your posture is nice and straight through your upper back, your shoulder blades are down. You definitely don't want to get curled in. The second one is hip flexion, so we want to make sure that you're hinging at your hips, not at your low back. And the last one is make sure that you're limiting your rotation through your low back, and I'm going to show you some demonstrations of that right now. So I'm going to demonstrate to you how to sweep and how to vacuum. Now remember the three things that I told you. You need to make sure you're nice and tall through your back, good posture through your shoulders. You need to make sure that you hinge at your hips, not at your low back, and then you need to make sure that you limit your rotation. So first of all, I want to make sure that I'm not rounded forward like this in my upper back. This goes for when I'm sweeping, when I'm vacuuming, and also if you're standing at the counter preparing meals, you want to make sure that you don't go into this posture. If you go into this posture, you're going to get some neck and shoulder pain. You could throw a rib out. Lots of other things could happen. When I'm hinging forward, what a hip hinge looks like is it looks like this. You can see that my back stays straight. I'm not rounding at all. What you don't want this to look like is this. If you're sweeping like this, you're going to hurt yourself. And then the last thing is rotation. So when I'm sweeping, I'm going to make sure that I'm staying in line with where I'm sweeping. I'm going to make sure that I'm not rotating my body. So what this looks like is if I'm sweeping towards you, I'm going to stagger my feet so I'm facing your direction. I'm going to make sure my shoulder blades are nice and down, and I'm going to make sure I'm nice and tall through my back. So I'm going to sweep like this. If I have to bend, I'm going to bend at my hips. So I'm going to bend at my hips. I'm not going to bend at my back. So I'm going to sweep, and when I've gotten to a point to where it's a little hard for me to reach, I'm going to move my body. I'm not going to reach. So we're going to sweep more. Now if I need to change directions, I'm not going to sweep like this, and I'm not going to sweep like this. I'm going to just change my direction, and then I'm going to sweep again. Now vacuuming is really similar to sweeping and mopping. So same concept applies. I'm going to stagger my feet. I'm going to vacuum like this. Now when I'm vacuuming, I need to make sure I'm staying nice and upright in my shoulders. When it gets to the end of my arm, I'm not going to lean forward, okay? So when it gets to the end of my arm, I'm going to move my feet and my whole body so I can stay right here close to me. Now, if I do need to get underneath furniture, I can squat all the way down and get underneath furniture, and this is still going to keep my back nice and straight. Or I can hip hinge right here and go underneath the furniture like that. But I'm definitely only hinging like this. I am not rounding my back at all. Now, we are not fortunate enough here to have a dishwasher. So I'm going to use this cabinet as my mock dishwasher. So I'm going to open this cabinet. We're going to pretend like there's a couple racks here. So same things apply as applied when we were sweeping and vacuuming. You're going to make sure your shoulder blades stay nice and down. You're going to make sure that you don't bend at your back. You're going to make sure that you hinge. And then you want to make sure that you limit your rotation. So if I'm doing dishes, I'm going to limit that rotation. I'm definitely not going to be putting dishes in like this. If I put dishes in like this, I'm going to end up hurting myself. So you're going to take your dish or stack of dishes. You're going to turn so your body faces the direction of what you're working on. And then you're going to hinge at your hips, making sure that you're keeping your shoulder blades down. Definitely don't roll in. And then you're going to place your items. If you're getting down lower, same thing. You're going to grab your dishes. And like before, when we kneeled before, you can either kneel or squat. So you're going to squat down and then put your dishes in. And that's going to keep your back nice and straight and your shoulders nice and straight. If you can't squat, you can go into a kneeling position. This will be just as good. If you can't squat or kneel, you can lean into it, but if you lean into it, you have to make sure that you're really nice to that hip hinge like this. You want to make sure that you definitely don't round your back. If you round your back, especially while holding weight, you're going to injure yourself. So I know an in-person class would have been much better to go over holiday ergonomics with you, but remember, keep your shoulder blades down, work on your hip hinge, and make sure you limit your rotation. Those will keep you from hurting yourself over the holidays. If you do injure yourself roughhousing, playing with your niece or your nephew or your cousin, go ahead and give us a call. We will be here for adjustments next week. If you have a hard time with your hip hinge and you're not sure what you're doing, you can always come in for an appointment. We'd be happy to evaluate it for you. If it seems like you just can't get it right, we do work with some really great physical therapists and personal trainers in the area, so we can always send you to them too. Sometimes there is a strength issue involved. But if you have any questions, if you need to be adjusted, we'll be here all week next week. And we do have posture braces in stock if you really feel like you're unable to hold those shoulder blades down. It is a good crutch to use. I know I use it when I drive long distances to make sure I don't get into that driving posture. But they are really great tools for temporary fix. Give us a call. Our phone number is 830-885-4477, or send us an email at welcome@taprootchiropractic.com, or our online scheduling is live. So if you need appointments next week, feel free to give us a call or schedule online. I hope you all have a very happy Thanksgiving.